Greetings, my human friends. This is Rudolf of Germany, the tall white alien again. Today I like to talk about something which might be of importance to you to understand the relationship between different groups of people. The relationship between you and the people surrounding you. I want to speak today about friends and enemies, and a third group, which I will explain to you thereafter. Friends. What are friends? Well, friends in general are people which feel a certain sympathy for you. A sympathy which is based on a subconscious level of gratification. That means anybody who is considered a friend by you, or anybody who considers you a friend, is so because on some level they will be getting some kind of gratification out of that relationship. It might be, for example, you're a man befriending a woman. You feel her presence or even her sexual behavior towards you gratifying. That might even lead to the conclusion and illusion that you are in love with the person as such in its entirety, not realizing the real reason for your sympathy, the real motive of it. It also can be that you are, between men and men or women and women, befriended with somebody because through him or her you do have a better access to certain social circles or people which you feel comfortable around. Also, you can be befriended with somebody where you get some financial advantages of. A person you work for or a business associate who has certain skills without you could not do. These are generally, and in some other cases of course, the reasons for friendship. You are befriending somebody because in one way or the other, on one level or the other, you have some kind of advantage. And that gives you the feeling that you like that person. It is the same with a dog. You are the owner of a dog and you feed that dog very well and you treat the dog good. Whenever the dog sees you and you come home, the dog will be happy. He will wiggle with his tail and he really loves you. Well, his small mind doesn't give him the ability to analyze the reason for his love, that the love is simply based on the fact that he has shelter, protection, and, not to forget, good food. That gives the dog or the human being the idea, I like this person. Well, the opposite is true for your enemies. They see in you, for some reason or the other, it might be only vibrational reasons or for rather clear reasons in daily life, that you are a disturbance to that person. You hinder him in business, you took his wife or her man away, you are somehow ridiculizing the person, or you're just in its way for one reason or the other, hindering the career, for example. This person will always see you as an adversary and will always feel negative about you and negative around you. And the next step to hurting you or trying to make your life miserable or even destroying you altogether is something which can be foreseen in an enemy instead of a friend. Well, who are more dangerous? Let me tell you. The most dangerous people are your best friends, the friends you have because you satisfy and give them gratification one way or the other, and all of a sudden don't do it anymore. In the moment the gratification is being taken away from your friends and they have no more hope that you will give them whatever they were looking for, they will automatically turn into your worst enemies. So, a former friend is worse than your worst enemy who has been an enemy from the beginning. Because an enemy from the beginning, you can see clearly who he is and why. And you can calculate it and you can put it into perspective and be cautious. And a friend which you still consider a friend but turned against you because there's no more gratification is more dangerous, because there's a certain time period where he can or she can act up on you negatively until you detect there is something wrong. So, your friends are potentially your worst and most dangerous enemies. How do you deal with these people? Because friends and enemies eventually having something which they can use against you. How do you deal with these people, with these enemies? Well, the only way to deal with them is by making sure they have nothing against you, to make sure the offenses of these enemies are being met and destroyed, and then the defenses will set in. In the moment an enemy cannot attack you anymore, he will get into a defensive mode. And this is the moment when you have to hit. You have to destroy not only the offensive but also defensive possibilities of your enemies, and never stop in the middle of it and give them another chance. You must, and that you must remember, destroy your enemies completely. If you give an enemy the chance to recover, or a group of enemies to regroup and work against you again with full force, then you are in deadly danger. Make sure if you have an enemy and you have him on the ground, so to speak, destroy him completely so he will never ever be able to be a threat to you. These are the laws of the tall white aliens. These are the laws of logic, of sense. But I don't want to forget, as I said in the beginning, there's a third group which has to be considered. These are the people who are around you or seek your closeness for no apparent reason and profit at all. These are people who have an innocent love for you, a love for you which does not look and seek gratification. Unconditioned or unconditional love. People who just like you for what you are. And no matter if you ever can give them even a piece of bread or not, they will always worry about you and want to make sure that you are safe and well. People for no apparent reason feel drawn to you, love you, and always try to do the best for you no matter what. These are people which you should consider your only friends. These are the people you should be around, and even if it's only one. People who have unconditioned love for you. But love is not a one-way street. You also have to do the same. Make sure you are a generous person, and make sure you are surrounding yourself with people which you think about day and night, about their welfare and how you can help them without any kind of conditions and without any kind of payback. If two people meet who have no interest in taking from each other, but only wanting to make sure that the other one is doing well, that is the only cause of real love. And this is the third one of these three categories which are worth dealing with Rudolf of Germany.